Hey y'all, welcome to the Joy Route podcast. I'm Frankie. The Joy Route means live your best life as best you can. For me, that's living my life 1 mile, 1 minute, 1 cup of light roasted black coffee at a time. Welcome to the new subscribers. Welcome to the A1 since day one subscribers. Thank y'all so much. I'm going to get this podcast done, although I'm sitting here with COVID, y'all. COVID is real. It's still out there. But let me get into today's podcast. As Black History Month breezes in with a touch of warmth and typically chilly February in Ohio, I am excited to share what I discovered during my 10-month journey traveling along Route 66. I was listening to Candacy Taylor's audiobook, Overground Railroad, while traveling. While traveling, I gained a unique perspective on history from a Black woman cultural documentarian. It enriched my travel experience. So I was anxious to travel the iconic Route 66, spanning from, in case you don't know, Chicago, through Illinois, through Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and it ends in Santa Monica, California. So traveling, when I started out the trip, I was traveling with a friend from Georgia, and we met somewhere along Route 66. We didn't start Route 66 where it started in Illinois, but we met along the route. And there are plenty of guides and resources for this iconic route. But in listening to Taylor's unique perspective, it added a deeper layer to my understanding. The book highlighted the challenges faced by Black travelers during segregation who had to heavily rely on the Green Book to find a safe Black-owned business for accommodations and meals during their journeys. So the reason why I got on the road in the first place when I took the 10-month journey is because my friend and we were going to something called the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous, RTR. And you can look at it like an open air gathering of vans and RVs. And it's hosted by Bob Wells of Cheap RV Living. And to our delight, traveling along Route 66 will put us right where we needed to be to get to the event. Now, despite being pressed for time, listening to Taylor's audiobook and doing additional research, it added to the depth of my personal journey. I imagine some of the stories she talked about from bygone eras while traveling the legendary Route 66. Now, for many Black travelers in the 20th century, they would stop at something called the Threatt Filling Station, and it was more than just a gas station. It was a gas station, but it was more than that. It offered like hot dogs, refreshing beverages, and other food items. You know how like modern day gas stations, you might can go and get food items. Well, that's the way the Threatt gas station was. It was before its time. It also sold essential items like milk, eggs, and canned goods. And beyond the gas station, the Threatt family, they had 160 acres on their property, and they had a barbecue restaurant named after a famous boxer. It hosted like baseball games on weekends, and it would attract not only local spectators, but it would attract people from all over, and it fostered a sense of community. The owner, he even installed like a TV, and this was at a time when many people did not have a TV, so they would stop in for a cold pop, you might call it soda, and to fellowship. And I imagine what it would have been like stopping at the Threatt Filling Station, socializing with people. Growing up, my grandmother referred to gas stations. She used to say filling stations, a term that stood out in the era where gas stations had become the norm. Everybody was calling them gas stations, but my grandmother was like filling stations. The memory of her words, it flooded back as I contemplated the historical significance of the Threatt Filling Station. According to one of Reverend Alan Threatt's grandsons, His grandfather would graciously allow travelers of all races to stay overnight in their RVs. I'm sure some people stayed in their vehicles too, hashtag van life, but he said RVs. Now, along the Route 66, the Threatt Filling Station, like I said, it offered free overnight camping. And in my opinion, the way I imagine the Threatt Filling Station is that it was like the first RV park slash camping park. As a van dweller, well, somebody who spends a lot of my time traveling in my van, I imagine it being a beautiful outdoor nature experiences and a perfect pit stop. Taking a road trip along Route 66 fulfilled one of my coveted dreams. And throughout my year-long journey, I experienced both highs and lows. It was a journey of a contrast. Like I said, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. But one of the things I thought about of how my resilience of what I had to go to, I'm sure it mirrored that of the black individuals that traveled along Route 66 during that era. At another time, I'm gonna share the story, and it's on my channel, y'all, where I was racially profiled on Route 66. I ended up getting detained in New Mexico, getting a ticket for following too closely behind one of my friends, but the purpose of me sharing today's podcast, and I wanted to do this anyway, even though I'm not feeling great, is to really talk about Route 66. If some of y'all are thinking about like taking a long road trip, you might consider getting Candacy Taylor's book, and you might consider doing some research and traveling along the historic Route 66. Not only did I do some of the traditional stuff that you could do along Route 66, some of the things that weren't totally focusing on Black history. But I just think it's a great route. And as someone who loves the open road, I would really encourage y'all to. And even if you don't travel Route 66, become armchair traveler and check out that book. I apologize for today's podcast. I wanted to really get it out. I'm sitting here, I'm thinking I'm gonna cough during the event, but I know that I have some new subscribers, so I really wanted to get this out and welcome everyone. This is a place where I make videos. This podcast is something new that I've been doing because I haven't been able to devote a lot of time to this particular platform. Although the Joy Route is my heart, it is my heart. It's my heart. But I'm also doing a true crime podcast, y'all. So I got a lot going on. But anyway, tell me what you have going on this month. Yesterday was Valentine's Day. Did you get booed up? Did you do something nice with your boo? Have any nice Black history stories to share? You tell me. Thank y'all for listening. I know I just ran through this podcast because, again, I have COVID. And it's not something that... COVID is out there, y'all, and it's serious. And not that I've ever taken it lightly, because I never have. That's probably why I've never had it. But, yeah, it's still out there, and it's still doing its damage, y'all. So I encourage you all to do whatever you can to stay safe and protected. Whatever you do and however you do it, you take that joy route, because y'all, life is short. We say life is short, but we don't really think life is short, because if we really thought life was short, we would take the joy route. Thank y'all for listening. Give a like, a thumbs up. I made it with COVID. I did it, y'all. Thanks so much for listening. Take the joy route.